Boom Chickadee Chanka, what's good everybody? How's it going? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little Manchester United news update for you. How are we all doing today? I hope you're doing fantastically well out there in the internet land. Good day, people. We've got a few things to get into. Lots of interesting stuff. There's only just under a week left of the transfer window for Manchester United to get some business done. We all know we need to get a proper midfielder in there. We have a band of merry melters in there to choose from at the moment. Especially for like that number 6 or CDM role, we're basically having a complete nightmare. So we need to get some business done, don't we? We need to get some guys in. Hopefully we'll get some in. We're going to go into all the latest updates from the footballing world in regards to Manchester United, the latest sources and all the latest reports to do with the players that are realistically linked to United between now and the end of the window. Guys, how are we doing? Let me just give a few shout-outs to some legends who are in here. Haroli, how you doing? Berber, the Cake Cadet, Kayam, Space in Your Face. We've also got Louis Bud Batten and Francois Koch. Kenkichi Attacker, how you doing? Good to see you. Ryan Wazza, H Productions, Arsenal for Life, The Vootinator, Nikolai Lindquist. Hello to you and everybody else out there. Do us a favour at the start of this stream, guys. Hit the thumbs up on it. And if you're catching up later, do leave a cheeky little like and comment. So we've got a few things to talk about. The first one is really the biggest link at the moment, or the biggest links to Manchester United in regards to players coming in, obviously, for that midfield position. There's 3 really that are on our shortlist that we know of, which are, of course, Saul, Camavinga, and Ruben Neves, all of which I'm pretty sure most of us Manchester United fans would be very happy to see any of these guys come in, because we've got, as I say, Fred, McTominay, and Matic to choose from. It's an absolute bloody nightmare, to be fair. They're not quite up to the standard. By the way, everybody, get involved throughout the show. This is an interactive show, so I will be dipping in and out of the comment section, so have your say as we go along. I'm just going to ask you right now at the start of the stream, actually, what do you think is your best shout for the player out of those 3 that Manchester United should sign? Who do you think United should sign out of Camavinga, Saul, and Ruben Neves? If you could have your way and bring one of those 3 players in, who would it be and why? Okay, so the latest reports, though, I mean, AS reported yesterday that Manchester United are leading the race to sign Saul on a loan deal, and Romano confirmed also that Chelsea are in the mix to sign him as well. So this is what Romano tweeted yesterday. He just said Chelsea are working on both Saul and Jules Koundé deals, loan with buy option proposal made to Atletico for Saul. No official bid from Manchester United. Negotiations on also for Koundé. Chelsea are still waiting for Zuma deal to be completed, and in fact he has actually given an update today as well about Jules Koundé about half an hour ago, saying Chelsea are prepared to submit an official bid for Jules Koundé in the next hour. So Chelsea definitely doing some business between now and the end of the window also. Hopefully they don't get Saul. He said Fabrizio said Saul is set to leave Atletico Madrid. Chelsea opened talks for Saul days ago. There's official bid now on the table, loan with buy option. Also, Manchester United have asked for Saul again in the last 24 hours. He's in the list with Camavinga. He's ready for a Premier League move. So it looks like all the roads are pointing to Saul leaving Atletico Madrid in this transfer window. And the 2 clubs that are most likely to make that happen would be Chelsea and Manchester United. So we understand that both sides are interested in him, bringing him in a loan capacity with an option to buy. So guys, that is the latest on Saul. There are some other reports that just came out earlier as well, but from various questionable sources that United are out of the running. But at this moment in time, it seems like it's Chelsea and United who could be the 2 teams that could potentially go on and sign Saul from Atletico Madrid. Come on, let's go and get him. He's the perfect midfielder for us. I've gone on about this many a time. He's experienced. He's 26. He's on the back of a La Liga win. He's been playing in a defensive side under Diego Simeone for years and doing very, very good stuff. He's an experienced midfielder, which is something that we could really do with right now. And he's actually a midfielder that's coming into his prime. Obviously a Spain international, obviously a big name player, ready to take the step up to the next level, really. In my opinion, I think it could be absolutely brilliant to see him play for Manchester United. United are supposedly leading Chelsea and Liverpool to the race to sign him, but we'll have to see what goes on, of course. Diego Simeone's been open to letting the Spaniard leave all summer, and at one point he was obviously close to joining Barcelona, guys. Hey there, by the way, hang on a sec, let me give a shout out to this legend in the live chat there. What is going on, by the way? Oh, sorry, I thought it was somebody else. I'm just kidding, by the way. It's great to see you all. Ricardo Bofa, how you doing there, bud? Afternoon Bacon again. Hello, how you doing there? Arsenal for life. What are you doing in here, mate? NBZ Eruption says Fab also said Saul is more to Chelsea than United. Yes, well, this is the thing. I mean, there's a few different reports here. It says there's another one coming out here that says Saul remains a possibility for United due to Atletico Madrid being open to an initial loan, but Chelsea are understood to be, leading the chase. But Manchester United are definitely in for him. Costs could be manageable without needing to bring in cash from outgoings. And another low original investment might appeal. So because it's an initial loan, we do know that Manchester United are not realistically going out there and spunking loads of money on players this summer without having to now, sell some players, get rid of some of the players off our books. We do have players like Lingard or Phil Jones and some other lingerers around there that we can maybe move on this summer to generate some cash. But because this might be a loan option to buy, there is interest from Manchester United. So although Chelsea may be, in for him also and maybe leading the chase, I don't see why there's no reason Manchester United couldn't scupper the deal and go and sign him if we really wanted to. If Solskjaer's got his heart set on Saul, United are prepared to spend the money and pay the contract, then I don't see why there isn't any possibility United could sign him. So that's the player that I would be more interested in signing. I've said it at the start of the window. I mean, him and Ruben Neves, to be fair. Ruben Neves has really great ability with the football, just He's a pass master. He's great age as well. He's only 24. He's getting better. He has the Portuguese vibes. I really like him. So him or Saul Niguez. What I like about Camavinga is he's young and one for the future, but can he do it as well as Ruben Neves or Saul right now? I actually don't think so, just because those guys are much more experienced. So I would be much more open to Saul, much more open to Ruben Neves than I would Camavinga. But actually, on that point, in terms of, who's favourite to sign who, Camavinga is supposedly on is number one option for Manchester United, number one target. But there you go. I mean, Chelsea leading this is basically a tweet from Fab this morning. He says, priority to Saul, talks, loan with option to buy and Koundé deal, waiting for Zuma now. So Chelsea are definitely trying to get some business done for Saul and Zuma. Hopefully United are trying to get the business done for Saul. I'm going to ask you guys in the live chat, if you had to say who he's going to end up at, which team do you think he's going to sign for, Manchester United or Chelsea? I mean, I must say, I do think for some reason it just feels like there's more interest from Manchester United in other players than Saul right now. We may have made contact, as Fabrizio Romano has given us that update, that we made contact about Saul, but because we are still in for Camavinga, trying to do business there, it really does depend on what goes on with Stade Rennes in negotiations and that kind of thing. Why is the live chat not updating here? Let me just give this a little cheeky refresh. Oh, okay, there we go. Nathan Buckley says Chelsea. Francois Cox says Chelsea. MBZ Eruption says Chelsea. The Futinator says Chowski. It's such a shame, isn't it, that we've got so little faith in our board. And I don't have any faith in them to sign him either because they're just shite. Are we really going to let a top player like Saul go to Chelsea, though? That is somebody that could come in and do the job for us. That's exactly the type of player that we're looking for. And he's available with a loan option to buy. If you sweeten the deal, if you've got the ambition, if you go and get him, then we could be a better team in a couple of days' time. So what the fuck are we doing, man? Well, the cake kidder, that's a good shout as well. He says he'd rather take Ruben Neves over Saul. Ruben Neves is another great candidate. I'd like Ruben Neves at the club. I'd be happy with either of them. What I like about Saul is he's more experienced. He's also just like been playing at a higher level. Think about it. Okay, Ruben Neves has been doing brilliant things in the Prem for Wolves. That's one thing. But Sal's been playing in Champions Leagues and European football's top level for years, really. So I've definitely got a lot of admiration for Sal, and I think if you look at the sort of grit and determination we need in midfield, he can provide us that. We've got a little bit of a few melters in there right now, don't we, guys? Let's be real. People like Fred, I mean, he's kind of all over the place. I mean, his commitment and his effort is brilliant, but unfortunately his footballing skill is absolutely gash. He can't pass the ball very well. So we definitely need somebody who's just better all-round midfielder when it comes to, being a passer of the football, somebody who can control a game. I'd love us to go and get, a Michael Carrick type player, somebody who can just be a bit of a pass master, but he's good all-round, who's a good, solid all-round defender. They can do a bit of defending. They can read the game. They can, they can score goals. They can create goals. That's what Fred cannot do. Fred might be able to buzz around like some sort of Brazilian Gattuso, but like a Poundland version of him, and and win the ball back and be a defensive, destructor. But he's not a very good one, is he? I mean, he's decent, And he's good at that. I would say he's good at that. But when it comes to anything else, any sort of creativity, when he's got the ball and he's got his head up and he needs to play a forward pass to somebody to get the play going, he just seems to crumble. What we need is somebody like a Carrick who can get the play going, or somebody like a Ruben Neves, who can pass the ball around and get the play going. Saul would be a great option also. Hey, great shout, the Kick. He says Neves is the closest player out there to Michael Carrick. Well, that's my point. Yeah, it'd be great to get somebody like that in here. Dark Zid PX says bring back Fellaini. Oh my goodness me. Has it got that bad? But anyway, various reports coming out to say that Manchester United and Chelsea are in for Saul Niguez. Laurie Whitwell this morning said that Saul Niguez remains a possibility for United due to Atletico being open to an initial loan offer. Fab has come out and said that Chelsea are priority talks with Saul at the moment. Here's a report from Rob Dawson from ESPN this morning as well. He said that Manchester United will not be able to firm up their interest in Eduardo Camavinga or Saul Niguez until they raise funds through letting some players move on, which is the other report I was mentioning earlier. But then, as we've said, because there may be loan options to buy and this sort of stuff, it could be possible that it could happen if we can't sell anybody. We have another source here that says that Manchester United have proposed a loan with an option to buy for Saul. It's now up to the player to decide basically where he wants to go. So it's Chelsea or it's Manchester United. That's from another source. Also, we believe that Camavinga is the most wanted by Manchester United right now. So that could be the most realistic. The situation with Stade Rennes is that they're going to lose out the player unless they sell him in this transfer window for not a lot of money, but unless they want to lose him for nothing, they've really got to do a little bit of business. And United is supposed to be very, very interested in bringing Eduardo Camavinga in, guys. So there you go. That is the latest in regards to Saul. But this is also from Laurie Whitwell saying that executives have known for months that Saul is available this summer, but meaningful talks are yet to progress. There is anticipation among some insiders that the situation could develop quickly, especially as Atletico are keen to get his wages off the books. So that is another worry. You have to say that in regards to Manchester United, if we really wanted to go and get this guy, maybe we've got him sooner, but then it seems like it's just coming to a head at the end of the window here. We need to sort of scratch around for players. You look at our performance against Southampton the other day. You look at our midfield woes. We're absolutely shite. I'm pretty sure Solskjaer's aware of that, and he's been highlighted to the position that we need to strengthen the most. And that would be the CDM role. And this is why we need to go out there between now and the end of the transfer window and bring in one of these guys. So I'm not really too bothered. I said this many times. I really don't care who we sign. Just go out there and sign a bloody player, please. This is ridiculous. Are we really supposed to compete with the likes of Manchester City, Chelsea and Liverpool this season with Fred and McTominay? Bloody McFred in there, man. I tell you what, McDonald's have got a shortage of milkshakes right now. I wish we had a bloody shortage of McFred, because McFred is not good enough for Manchester United. It's an average combo. And then you've got Matic, the Frankenstein's monster extraordinaire, backing him up. Doesn't sound too great. Yes, there's Donny van der Beek there. Who is Donny van der Beek? Is he good enough? Is Solskjaer going to play the poor lad? Don't know about that one. I mean, various reports. MEN saying, there's a report from his agent coming out today saying that the situation with Solskjaer, has been made clear at least, and that he's got various different positions he can play in, and he's going to feature. But, I mean, if a bid came in for Donny, it would make sense to sell him and spend that money and get somebody else who's going to be first team, because it doesn't seem like Donny van der Beek is first string for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So, yeah, there's that. Man United and Chelsea, top candidates to sign Saul. The two sides would accept the conditions to take Saul on loan with option to buy and would pay his whole salary. From Ruiz Antonio, another source here. Manchester United have offers for Donny van der Beek. Clubs have approached them about signing him in this transfer window. United are unsure about him. So this is another report that came out yesterday. But that's just in regards to Donny van der Beek, guys. Donny, look, hashtag free Donny or hashtag see you later on Donny. Where are you at, guys? Hashtag free Donny. Do you think Donny van der Beek deserves to have a run in the team? Do you think Solskjaer is letting him down by not giving him the chance? I personally do. I mean, if you look at some of the other options that we've got in midfield and the lack of ability that some of them have, people like Fred, people like, just a combination of any of the midfielders we've got there. You see the double pivot there for United. It's gash. Donny may not be an out-and-out defender, but I've seen him defend. He gets back, he puts an effort in. He doesn't just stop. He's a committed player. He's going to get back and help out, but he's also got the ability to create, and he's a creative player, and he's good at holding the ball, and he doesn't panic, and he distributes it well. I'm not saying he's had a good any really good performances for Manchester United, but these are general observations. He's definitely more comfortable on the ball and a better passer of the ball than someone like Fred. And so, there's a combination you could have there. Maybe you play Nemanja Matic alongside Donny van de Beek in the midfield too. That provides at least a lot of defensive guile with Nemanja Matic, who I think out of those players, McTominay, Fred and Nemanja, I think Nemanja's probably the best ball player out of those three. So it makes sense to have him in there. And then you've got Donny van de Beek there playing alongside him as the slightly more creative, box-to-box midfielder out of the two. And that way you've got a bit of creativity, you've got comfort on the ball, Nemanja and Donny. I'm just saying that doesn't sound good either right now. That's not good enough either for what we need. So we need to sign others. But it's much better, I think, than the other option. Hashtag free Donny, says Daniel Lees. Hashtag free Donny, says Ricardo Bofa. Francois wants to see him play. Nathan says, see you later on, Donny. The thing is with Donny van de Beek is, if I was him, I would be making sure that Solskjaer's going to be playing me pretty damn regularly now. And if he doesn't, that's it. I'm gone. Because he's wasting away at Manchester United. He's not getting a fair run in the side. He's not being able to progress his career, really. And it's a shame. And I think he's a good player. And up until joining Manchester United, his career was very impressive. For the Dutch team and, of course, for Ajax, doing well. But for Manchester United, it's just stagnated because he's not been given any chances in the team. And I guess that's down to Solskjaer because I don't know what it is. He doesn't see that Donny van de Beek is good enough to improve that midfield, so he doesn't select him. It must be that. He just doesn't think he's good enough. He's played him a couple of times, and in all fairness to Wally, Donny hasn't really, grabbed the ball by the horns and gone out there and smashed up the opposition and, done really fantastically well in order to convince him to give him a chance. He just sort of puts him in there sporadically, though, and he comes in, he's sort of mundane, or he's okay, or he does a little couple of interesting, nice things. But we haven't seen a lot from Donny, it has to be said. But that's due to also him not being given a fair run in the side and any chance to really cement himself in the team. So there you go. We'll see what happens with Donny van de Beek in this window. There's a chance that he could be going in order just to give us more options to buy other midfielders. As we've said, it seems like Donny is not high up on Solskjaer's list of midfielders to play in his first team. Otherwise, he surely would be playing him more. Surely he would be going in for the substitutes bench and looking at Donny last game out against Southampton as an option if he was in the plans as well. Instead, he went for Lingard. So, yeah, in my opinion, Donny van de Beek is quite low down the pecking order at Manchester United. It's quite evident. And if a decent bid came in, if somebody else is interested in Donny, or if Donny and Solskjaer have that conversation and Solskjaer says, look, you're just surplus, especially if somebody else is signed. We've all said now that we need to go out there and sign another midfielder, whether it's Saul, whether it's Ruben Neves, whether it's Camavinga. So we know that there's potentially another player coming in. So what is Donny's take on that? Well, he's already not playing in this midfield. He's already not playing in the team. So adding another midfielder to that, somebody that's supposed to come in and improve our first team, is not really going to help out Donny. And yeah, I suppose he could play CAM, but then what's he going to do? Be the backup for Bruno Fernandes? But Bruno's the man, and he seems to be pretty consistently robust and fit to play. So he's not going to play. So what is going on with Donny? If I was Donny, I'd be on my way out of Manchester United personally, because he's not getting opportunities, he's not getting game time. But maybe he doesn't really warrant it because he's been given a few games and he's not really performed, but he hasn't been given a fair run in the side. Right, let's see what you guys think about it. So, sell Donny and sign Neves as the Cake Cadet. There you go. Sell one, use the money to sign another player in a position that we need. Hey guys, do us a favour, twat that thumbs up button, give it the old Kung Fu Cantonade. Let's see if we can get 69 likes on the stream. Cameron Level says, Basuma and Saul and Matic Fred out would never happen. United don't like CDN to buy. Okay, so you don't think that we could sign... Oh, no, wait, you're saying Basuma and Saul and then get Matic and Fred out, but it will never happen. I see, yeah, then that would be a really decent bit of business, wouldn't it? Because Basuma is exactly the sort of player that we could do with in terms of being a more defensive-minded midfielder, like a destroyer, and then Saul is more of a box-to-box or a creative, good passer, but also good defensively. Hey, what's going on there? I am Charlie. He says, morning, Pig. Anyone know what's happening around Ed Woodward? Wasn't he meant to be leaving this summer? He now looks comfortably in plan for the future. Strange one. Really? I mean, I am Charlie. I think there was an announcement when it came out a couple of months ago that Ed Woodward would be... Ed Wood. How much would Chuck if Ed Wood? Oh, that's hard to say at the best of times. Anyway, sorry, that just sounded funny saying Ed Wood. So wait a second. Okay, so it was a couple of months ago, Ed Woodward announced that he'd be leaving Manchester United. I believe it was at the end of the year. So 2021, I believe he was going to be leaving and handing over the reins to somebody else at the end of the year. So I think that when they announced that he was leaving, or when he announced he was resigning from the role, I'm pretty sure he was going to stay in charge to sort of oversee things until the end of the calendar year. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. You know me. I've got a terrible memory. Noto says Tony is similar to Pogba and Bruno. If you want him to pivot, you still need a certified 6 to play alongside him. It's the same story. It's been a while. It's been for a while. We need a CDM. Respect. The King Cadet says Tony out, Fred out, Jones out, Lingard out. Well, there you go. I mean, okay, fair enough. I mean, Fred. Are we being a little bit harsh on Fred though? I mean, he was crap the other day against Southampton. He had a good Copa America for Brazil. That's not for United, though, is it? Last season, he was really gashed towards the end of the season. But actually, at the start of the season, he was pretty good for us. He has been okay for us at times. You know what? I'll keep him around the squad. I don't mind him. Little Freddie, you know, I'll take him. I'll take him in the squad. He can be a backup. He can be somebody to come in and just run. And also just be, an option for lesser games. I don't mind him. I think he's a decent player. I actually do. I know he's got a lot of stick, and I know he's crap at like passing the football. But from a defensive point of view, he's not bad, right? Even though he conceded that own goal the other day, whatever. But that was one game. Okay, he's actually over the course of last season not terrible. Over the course of the last part of last season, absolutely terrible. But hey, he's okay. He's okay, isn't he? Isn't he okay? Would you keep or sell Fred, guys? That's the question. George Melas, how are you, bud? He says, what's been doing? It's at 10:30 p.m. here in Australia. Oh, good day, mate. That's pretty late, mate. Well, thank you so much for tuning in from Oz. You absolute legend. I hope you got a cheeky little tinny open for me, sunshine. George Melas, thank you very much for getting in here from down under. Where's everybody watching from, by the way? Kinkichi says, Kane staying pig apparently. Who will City play at striker then? Right, let me give you the update on Kane. So I do have some other information on other players, etc., other teams. We're just talking about the some of the big transfer stuff. Seeing as you've brought it up, Fabrizio Romano tweeted and said that Harry Kane has decided to respect Tottenham's decisions and to be available since 2 weeks. This is why he was regularly playing versus Wolves. He's not going to break his relationship with Spurs. Levy is turning down every approach from Man City. Last bid, 150 million euros, refused. So Tottenham standing pretty firm, it has to be said, on on the stance with keeping hold of Harry Kane. Of course, there would be a number if Man City really wanted to go all out and go ham to get Harry Kane. I'm sure they could by spending even more money. But this is confirmations here. So Harry Kane confirms he will be staying at Tottenham this summer. And this is from Fabrizio and also The Guardian here reporting. Let me just get this Guardian article open. So Harry Kane has confirmed he will stay at Tottenham this summer and that he is 100% focused on helping the team achieve success, having accepted defeat in his battle to force a move to Manchester City. Kane has been pushing for a move to City for months and had initially hoped to seal the deal before the European Championship, but both player and the club have made little progress, mainly due to the characteristic intransigence of Spurs' chairman Daniel Levy. Crikey, that's a big boy word. I'm guessing that means just stubbornness, outright just denial to sell. He's refusing to sell. He rejected an initial £100 million bid, obviously, didn't he? And then it's understood that they went as high as 150 million euros. So that's like 130 million pounds, 120 odd million pounds, and they rejected that too. So that is strong resolve by Daniel Levy. Harry Kane going nowhere, it seems. And there you go. The announcements are all coming out. And this is a quote from Kane. He said in a tweet posted on his official account on Wednesday afternoon today, I will be staying at Tottenham this summer, and I will be 100% focused on helping the team achieve success. So that is a direct quote there. Harry Kane staying at Tottenham, guys. What do you think about that? I mean, it's good. I think it's really good for us, because if he had gone to Manchester City this window, that would have been shit. They already signed Grealish. He's going to add to them. If they'd have signed Harry Kane as well, then that would have been really bad, because I do think he's a proven goal scorer in the Prem. And if you were feeding Harry Kane like Man City have the ability to, then I think he would score a shitload of goals for them and could help them fire them to the title. So really good that he's not going to be a part of their team, really, because he is a very, very good player. How is everyone? Hope we sign someone before the window closes, says Daniel Lees. Absolutely, Daniel. Me too. I think it's going to happen, bro. I think it's going to happen, guys. Who do you think Manchester United will sign before the transfer window finishes? So there's only really two positions I think we could look at. So Eurosport have actually come out again today and just said that Kieran Trippier prefers a United move over an Arsenal move. So there's apparently talks going on with Arsenal. But Manchester United are also understood to have some sort of vested interest in signing Kieran Trippier to the club. Eurosport are saying that that Kieran Trippier is supposed to prefer a move to Manchester United over Arsenal, and but Arsenal are showing serious interest in the deal right now. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah. But one thing I wanted to talk about with the Harry Kane thing. So Harry Kane staying at Manchester City. I mean, you know what? What's this Man City Cristiano Ronaldo crap I'm hearing, guys? This is absolutely sickening. Are you serious? Hang on a second. There is actually some links with Cristiano Ronaldo to Manchester City, right? Manchester City. So United legend Cristiano Ronaldo has discussed Man City transfer with teammates. Cristiano Ronaldo to Man City is the latest high-profile transfer rumour. It was only L'Equipe that were reporting it yesterday, though, so it's like they are just like French outlet of shite. But either way, they suggest that he's been speaking to some of the Portuguese players in Manchester City's ranks, which there are a few, aren't there? There's Ruben Dias and João Cancelo and Bernardo Silva. So you do have a few Portuguese players there, right? Exactly. Hashim47, he says, and apparently George Mendes is talking to City. Absolutely. So this is what is really, really concerning me, guys. And and I just don't want it to be true. Like, I just couldn't know. I just couldn't see Cristiano Ronaldo in a Man City shirt. If he does that to us, he's fucking dead to me, guys. Honestly. Like, his legend, his legacy at this football club. See you later on. You don't go and play for Manchester City at any point of your career, man. Just wait and go and sign for some other money-bags team abroad then, if you don't want to come back to Old Trafford, or United aren't willing to go and get you. But do not go and sign for Manchester City. That would be a disgrace. Honestly, after what happened, after his history of United, he can't go and play for Manchester City, guys. If he does that, he's dead to me. But it looks like there's something behind it. There's something behind it, guys. And if you look at the clubs that could actually afford him, the clubs that are interested in signing a player and need a player in that position, crikey, I mean, they can't get Kane. There's a possibility there. They could afford him, of course, because Manchester City are just complete financial fair play, dodging melts, cheating bastards. So they could definitely afford him, right? And I'm sure they could justify it with an extra cheeky little sponsorship deal for, I don't know, the 7th row of the Etihad. A stadium from Etihad Airways for some extra new seats, sponsor them an extra £28 million a seat or something for the week and put that through the books. So, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it, guys? It would be horrible. I don't want to think about it. I'm hoping that it's not true. I feel like Cristiano Ronaldo is somebody that respects his legacy, respects his history, respects Manchester United, and I don't think he would do that to us, guys. I don't think he'd do that to us, guys, you know. But then, look, he wants to leave Juventus. That's the situation as we know it. He wants to get the transfer or his current situation wrapped up as soon as possible and basically wants to leave, guys. So they will be willing to accept somewhere in the region of £25 million for him. That's the latest, because he's not got long left on his contract. He's a depreciating asset and he's old and he's on a huge amount of money and he wants to leave. So they can't ask for a lot of money for him. He is readily available there to anybody that can afford him. Not many teams can afford him. I don't think Manchester United can afford him right now, unless we were to do mass outing, get mass out, get people like Lingard out, Phil Jones, Fred, Donny, some of the players that we could probably do with keeping, but just get some out in order to raise the funds and get a few off of our books. But the thing is with Ronaldo, he pays for himself anyway in terms of shirt sales and marketability anyway. So you get that money back. But Manchester City, though, they do have the money. They do have the wherewithal. They are looking to strengthen. We know that they've just put a bid in, or they did put 2 bids in, I should say, this summer for Harry Kane for 100 million and then 127 million. We know that. So they are trying to make strides in that position. They are trying to sign a player. They do have money available. It's a worry, isn't it, lads and lasses? Let's get into the live chat and see what you think about it. I'm going to ask you in the live chat now, do you think that Cristiano Ronaldo signs for Manchester City? Yes or no? Have your say in the live chat. Hey, Neil Duffin, how you going there, Neil? Good to see you, fella. What's going on? He says, sign the Flying Pig, no one else necessary. Oh, thank you very much, Neil Duffin. That's right. Yeah, well, I can spray it about from CDM, probably better than that Fred Mel can, to be fair, bud. I hope you're doing well and keeping well there, Neil Duffin. Ronaldo would be a traitor if he signs for Man City, says Reece Johnson. Amen to that, dude. I feel like he would be a traitor. After United having a big part in his development, I mean, he's obviously got the commitment and the desire and the ambition in his career. I'm sure wherever he went, he would have done great. But I do think it was the perfect storm, United signing him from Sporting and him being there under Sir Alex and us just bringing him along brilliantly. He obviously had all the talent and had to have the commitment and dedication and everything, but still, being at United is a big part of his development as a top-tier player. He went to Real Madrid and took it on even more levels, but United's a huge part of his history. And for him to just shit on that, I think it's an absolute disgrace. You know, it's like he's come from Sporting, yeah? It's like he can't go and play for Porto. He can't go and sign for Porto now. If Porto were actually in the running and could afford him, he can't go and sign for Porto. That's a disgrace. He can't do that. Just like he can't go and sign for Manchester City, guys. That would be disgusting. The Vutinator, yes, Daniel Lees. He would be good. He would be good to booed. Oh, sorry. He would be booed to hell if he went to City. Traitor, says Daniel Lees. Daniel Willis says, I really can't see Ronaldo, who knows how much he's loved by all of us at United, ending up at City. So Alex Ferguson needs to have words with him for sure. Yeah, give me a little phone call, give him a FaceTime, Sir Alex. Lay the old verbal smackdown on Cristiano and say, look, son, you're having a mare. Thing is, though, look, like I said, if there's no offer, if he wants to leave Juventus and there's no offer from Man United, fair enough. You could call him a traitor, I suppose, if there's an offer from United and there's an offer from City and he chooses City for more money or something, then I guess you could say, yeah, you're an absolute traitor. You definitely could. I'm going to call him a traitor anyway if he signs for City in any capacity because it's a disgrace and you don't do it. But if there's no offer on the table from Manchester United, it's not like he is actually... He's not got many options then, has he? If there's only one or two clubs that can afford him, and one of them is Man City, and United aren't in the running, then what does he do? Is he just fester at Juventus? He's only got a couple of options at Juventus. He can basically stay there and fester away. Doesn't know if he's going to play. Maybe he won't be selected. I'm sure if he was actually available and if the window was closed and he couldn't move or leave anywhere, he'd probably be like, look, boss, let's play until the end of the season then. Because he's got a World Cup coming up and he wants to be, of course, sharp and everything. But because of that World Cup coming up, if he can get the business done before the window closes and can sign for somebody else, he probably will. And if you look at City, they just got rid of Aguero. They have a space there. They have money available. They tried to sign Kane. Tottenham have just axed that and said he's staying. I mean, it doesn't look good. It could be possible. Yeah, but, you know, that sounds a little bit weird. Yash says Fabrizio has said City are not willing to pay 30 million and his wages as well. I saw that as well, Yash. But you think about it, they're not willing to pay 30 million or 30 million euros and his wages as well. Well, I mean, come on. They were just about to spend 127 million on Harry Kane and pay him a few £100,000 a week, I'm sure. Now, I know Cristiano's wages are much higher, but also Cristiano Ronaldo's marketability is much more. Listen, all I'm saying now is Manchester City is a joke club, right? They're an oil club. They got some of the best players. They got the best coach. They play the nice football. They play really nice football. You know what? They're a joke club because they're just a money club and they don't really have a huge supporter base around the world, right? Such as some of the other big clubs in England. They're growing. Of course they're growing because they have had success over the last few years because they've bought it. So of course they're growing, but they don't have as huge a reputation or as following or anywhere near as, say, Manchester United, right? But the problem is, if City did some business like bringing in Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean, how many kids growing up who are fans of Ronaldo? How many adults growing up who are fans of Ronaldo who are just like, I don't know, from neutral countries who just like football, would all of a sudden just be watching Man City and following Man City and supporting Man City because Cristiano Ronaldo plays for them? And I can't have that, guys. I can't fucking have that, guys. Get a petition going on petition.org. that Cristiano Ronaldo is not to go and sign for Manchester City under any circumstances. He will be deemed a traitor. We will be burning effigies in the city centre if he does so. Oh man, I think that would just be so depressing if Cristiano Ronaldo ended up at Manchester City. It would be the worst summer transfer I've ever seen. I honestly think that would be the biggest kick in the bollocks I could ever imagine, because I've always held out that hope. The day that he left, the day that he signed for Real Madrid, I always held out that hope that he would be back one day, because I loved Ronaldo. I loved everything about him. I loved his swagger, his confidence, his arrogance, but it's just all above it all, his ability and his quality for Manchester United. That's what I loved. And then he went on and proved himself to literally be pretty much the best player of all time. So Cristiano Ronaldo, to me, he can do no wrong. The only thing that he could do wrong is signing for a rival in the Premier League. And there's rivals and then there's rivals. Like, I'm not being funny, but Chelsea would be he'd be a traitor for signing for Chelsea. Absolutely would be. But he'd be a slightly even bigger traitor for signing for Manchester City, guys. I don't want to see it happen. It would be... but it sounds kind of semi-realistic at this stage. If he's wanting to leave and City are after a striker, Kane's now staying at Tottenham, we know that. We understand George Mendes' agent is talking to City. It's all very, very concerning. Space in your face says, hell no. Yeah, Berber, that's true. He says Schmeichel, Cole, Law all played for City. Yeah, I mean, the Schmeichel one, so Law was bad. I mean, but he scored the goal that sent us down. But Schmeichel, the Schmeichel one, that's at a different time, really. That's at a different time. They're not the City that they are now. They're melters. They're relegation fodder, you know. I believe they just come up. They didn't have the money bags. They're not the same. So that's a slightly different signing. Plus, you know, I don't know. It just wasn't. It is bad, and you're right. But at that time, the Schmeichel one, I would say, it's just not as apparent because it's not the current situation where City are up there challenging for the league. City were not doing that when Peter Schmeichel was playing for City. So it is a bit different because now what Cristiano Ronaldo would be doing, in my opinion, would be, you know, he's going where the football's at, I guess, but he'd be condemning Manchester United or trying to condemn Manchester United in the Premier League, which means that he doesn't love this football club, which means that the history and the time that he had here, he's given up for what? The chance to play for a money bags, oil money team? Just because he's thrown his toys out the pram at Juventus and can't wait another year or whatnot, doesn't want to stay there? I mean, like I've said, you've got to look at it from both point of views as well if it did happen, because if there's no offer from United and the only offer is from City and they're the only team that can afford him and he wants to leave Juventus, then he's going to sign for City, isn't he? Maybe doesn't want to. It's like Lionel Messi at PSG. He wanted to stay at Barca. They couldn't afford him. I guess it's come down to money at the end of the day, but they just couldn't afford him. He's got to go somewhere and earn the money. And there you go. PSG offered him the money, so he goes to PSG. He cries his eyes out and he goes to PSG. Goes where the money's at, goes where the football's at. So that's what he's done. Cristiano Ronaldo could do the same thing with City. That's the only concern I have. Hey, we're nearly at 50 likes, guys. If you're just joining us, hit the thumbs up button. If you enjoy these updates, if you enjoy these transfer updates and the community here, hit that thumbs up button. It gives us a boost up there on the old YouTube algorithm and helps us compete with some of the bigger channels, some of the clickbaitier channels, some of the channels that pump out just guff. You know the ones. So do us a favor and support this channel by smashing a like. It's free to do so. And make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. If you're new here, if it's your first time here, it's free to subscribe. If you want to get involved in the chat, you just need to be subscribed for 1 minute. And then you can chat and get involved with the community here of Bacon Brigade Legends. Sarvulon getting a few little piggies in there. How you doing? Good day to you, Sar. Hope you're doing well. Yes, numero uno, there is an update on our CDM. So in terms of the running for players to be United to sign, the shortlist is as this. Saul, Camavinga and Ruben Neves. But Camavinga is supposed to be Manchester United's #1 target at the moment. Saul is also supposed to be of big interest for United if we can get the deal done and if we can maybe scupper it from Chelsea. But lots of reports suggesting that Chelsea are in for him and maybe leading the race to sign him. But look, if United really wanted him, I'm sure we could get the deal over the line if we really wanted him. But maybe we've got our eyes on Camavinga or Ruben Neves or somewhere else. You just don't know. Declan Rice is another candidate. But yeah, I don't think that's realistic at this moment in time. We're shopping around in a little bit of a cheaper area. We know that Atletico Madrid have some financial issues at the moment. They just actually signed another player today, actually. So for like 26 million euros. So they are doing some business, but we know they do need to sort of offload a couple of players. There's a lot of financially racked teams in La Liga, and Atletico Madrid are one of those. Saul would be a good signing for most teams because he's 26, he's just won the La Liga in Spain, and he's just a good international standard player, and he would fit in with most, top sides with the caliber of play that he showed over the last few years and the team he's been doing it for. So yeah, if United can buy him, we should buy him. But this is it. This is the update from Fabrizio Romano anyway, just to give, if anybody's just getting in. So Saul is set to leave Atletico Madrid. Chelsea opened talks for Saul days ago. There's an official bid now on the table. Loan with an option to buy. Also, Manchester United have asked for Saul again in the last 24 hours. He's in the list with Camavinga. He's ready for a Premier League move. So that is just an update. I think that one was yesterday, and then there was also one this morning. Basically, Saul remains a possibility for Manchester United. Fabrizio said that Chelsea have meetings already scheduled in the next week's months to discuss many contract extensions, but the priority at the moment is talks with Saul with a loan option to buy, and Jules Koundé. So they're looking at doing some business, guys. Jules Koundé and also Saul are the two players that they're trying to sign and bring in, and those would both be really good signings for Chelsea, to be fair. Jules Koundé is another player that was linked to Manchester United earlier on in the window. A young French centre-back with bags of ability on the ball. Might be a little bit shorter, might not be as strong or robust a centre-back as maybe some of us are used to in the Premier League, but he's skillful and he's good on the ball and he's a good ball-playing defender and he's quick. So I think that would be a good signing for Chelsea. I also think if they sign Saul, that'd be a very good signing for Chelsea. I don't want to see it happen, guys. Like, come on, United. This is our chance to really have a go this window and challenge for the title. Give Solskjaer what he needs to challenge for the title. We're not far away now. It would be on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to get it done if we do sign a good midfielder like Saul, because he's signed Varane, he's signed Sancho, he's added the puzzle pieces. Now it's on him to put the puzzle together, man, and complete it. And if he does that, great. If not, then, maybe we'll have to look at somebody else in the future. But that's it. It would be on him. So if I was the Glazers, if I was the owners of Manchester United right now, especially after what they did a couple of months ago with the Super League, I would invest heavily in this window, give us exactly what we need, and then, look, the rest is up to the coaching staff, the manager, but nobody could say that we haven't got what we need. Whereas right now, we do need a proper number 6. We do need better midfield options. We don't have the ability there. You look at some of the other teams, and we're just going to allow Chelsea to go and sign Saul? I mean, that's piss poor in this window. We need to do business. We need to sign Saul. And if we can't sign Saul, we need to bloody try and sign him while he's available, because he is leaving Atletico this summer. So why wouldn't you want to go and put a proper good bid in for him? And if not Saul, then Ruben Neves, Camavinga, get these guys in. Hey, we got a super chat here. Thank you very much for the super chat here, bud. I appreciate you. Hey, Mikhail Kramer, what's going on, bud? Mikhail Kramer. That's a good question. He says, who would you rather, Camavinga or Bellingham? Thank you very much for your £3 super chat there, Mikhail Kramer. You're an absolute legend. I've got a bit of a sore throat today, guys. You may notice I've got a bit of a gashed up throat. Hopefully, you can understand me okay. I'm not... you're right, guys. It's Sean Dyche here, yeah. It's me again. I'm a manager of Burnley, and I'm just going to take over a little bit because Flying Pig's got a gashed up voice, and we're going to talk about the transfers. I actually think that there's a very good chance Cristiano Ronaldo ends up at Turf Moor. I've been working on it behind the scenes, and I do feel like we've got a little bit of an outside chance of bringing him in. City, they've got that rivalry with United. Burnley, okay, we've got that local rivalry, but I think he'd be less worried about signing for Burnley. But yeah, my voice is a bit croaky. Anyway, Mikhail Kramer, who would I rather sign out of Camavinga or Bellingham? I mean, to be honest with you, I do think it would be Camavinga right now. He's slightly more further along, I suppose, than Jude Bellingham, just because he's a bit older. He's also super athletic. I think he'd be a really good box-to-box midfielder for Manchester United in a couple of years' time. Now, Jude Bellingham is another player that I think is destined to sign for Man United one day. I pretty much just see Borussia Dortmund as a feeder club for Manchester United at this stage. They sort of develop our players, and we just go and buy them for a reasonable amount of money, to be fair, after they've developed them for us for a couple of seasons. That's what they're doing with Jude Bellingham right now, guys. At 16, when we were sort of thinking about signing him, he wasn't really going to be getting into our first team or anything like that. I think he is a really good player, by the way, and he's only 17. I think he's got a heck of a lot of potential, so much potential, and I see him being a future United player. So Just given the choice out of the two right now, if I could only sign one, it'd probably be Camavinga, because I think he'd maybe feature a little bit more now, could maybe do a few more things. I think he's a bit more physically developed. Whereas Jude Bellingham, though, has a brilliant future, homegrown player as well. I'd be super keen on bringing in Jude Bellingham in a couple of seasons' time. And I can actually see that happen. And I think maybe in like 2023, you'll see Jude Bellingham sign for Manchester United. I think they're just literally developing him for us. Scotty will leave soon, says Neymar Jr. official. Wow, could you... I don't know if that will happen, you know. I personally think you're more likely to see players like Donny, maybe even Fred, probably more likely. Definitely Matic as well, because he's getting on. You're probably more likely to see those guys leave. And maybe there would be a cheeky little offer to, I don't know, Roma, Jose Mourinho. Would you like to bring your favourite Frankenstein's monster, Nemanja Matic, back to your midfield? Yes, this would be great. Of course he would bring him back. So you might be able to get him off the books to be able to free up some space and some wages to get somebody else in. So there can be some business done between now and the end of the window. But given the choice, I would rather see any of those three players signed and play than most of what we've got in terms of options in our midfield now. McTominay, though, you're saying he might leave. I mean, I see that he has more passion and more potential than players, than other players at the football club. And I think he's a good squad player to have. I've said this time and time again. I don't think he's top tier. I don't want to see him starting in games and, FA Cup finals, Champions League finals, or big crunch games when you're coming up against, Real Madrid in the Champions League final, say. Do you really think Scott McTominay at this moment in time is good enough for Manchester United? He might have the passion, he might have the determination, but I don't think he's quite got the quality. What we need is somebody who's got all of those things. We need somebody who's a good, determined player, who's proven, who's gritty, who's experienced, but also has the quality. That's why I like somebody like Saul Niguez. Hey, what's going on there, Bell691? How you doing, sir? He says, our record with Dortmund players is pretty gash. Kagawa and Mkhitaryan didn't exactly set the world on fire. Hey, you're so right. They turned out to be seriously gashed, didn't they? Yeah, I've always had this. I've always said this actually about the Bundes. It's just the fact that there are obviously great players in the Bundesliga, and their top teams, i.e. Bayern Munich, always do well in Europe. But there's levels to it, and I don't think the German league is as good. And I think that sometimes you look at the stats from players like Shinji Kagawa or Henrik Mkhitaryan, and you see what they do over in the Bundes, and then they come over to the Premier League, and they can't do it to the same degree anywhere near it. And yeah, you're right, they flopped for us. I mean, Sancho, what I love about him, he's homegrown. He went there for experience and to get better as a player. And I believe he's got his dream move now. And I think he's here and he's going to be settled. He's going to be developing. And what I would say about him is he's so young. He's got a lot of time to improve, and he doesn't exactly have to put up those same sort of numbers that he's got in the Bundesliga right now because he's younger. You look at somebody like Shinji or Mickey, when we brought those guys in, they're a bit more experienced, older players. They should be doing more for United, and they didn't. Whereas Sancho, I mean, I do think Sancho's going to actually do bits for United because I think he's quality, but he's not going to put up the same numbers that he put up in the Bundesliga. He was getting ridiculous amounts. You're talking about him getting about, 30 goal contributions a season in the Bundesliga. He's not going to get that for United this season. We just have to be realistic. He's not going to get 14 assists and 14 goals or something like that. That would be too much, I think, too soon. But, if you can get someone near that, that would be brilliant. And then in regards to Jude Bellingham, like you say, in regards to Dortmund players not doing great after they come in. He's so young and he's homegrown as well. He's a slightly different culture, but he's gone there again to get development and get game time. And it's good because he's young, but it's the sort of place he can go because he's seen it before. Players like Sancho and Haaland, good young players getting opportunities and game time there. He will get that there. Vincent Bullock, mate, how you doing, sir? He says, just Scott leader, is it so neat to get in the Scotland team and didn't really care about winning things? What do you mean? You think Scotty McTominay doesn't care about United? He just does it to get in your Scotland team? That's bold claims, Vincent Bullock. You what? How you doing, Vincent? Irfan Kadili, how's it going, sir? He says, Man United have no world-class defence player like Liverpool or Man City and Chelsea have. Yeah, definitely. If we had N'Golo Kante and Manchester United, we'd probably go on and do some amazing things. Yeah, that's what we're missing. I think we can all see that, really. That is the biggest problem area for us. You look at the rest of the team now, I feel like we've got quite a few world-class players in there. Just a couple of seasons ago, we didn't really have any. We had maybe one or two. De Gea, you could say, was world-class. And, but realistically, we're struggling. But now, you look at some of the options we've got, I feel like De Gea is still world-class. I feel like Luke Shaw is world-class now. I feel like Rafael Varane is world class. I feel like Maguire, he's not world class, guys, but he's good. I feel like Wan-Bissaka is defensively world class. I feel like, with an asterisk there, of course, I feel like Cavani is world class. I feel like Bruno Fernandes is world class. I feel like Paul Pogba is world class. Like, we've got a lot of good players at Manchester United now. And then you add a couple more to it, we can have a really great team, couldn't we? But I don't know. Can we back our manager for once since Fergie left? It took Klopp 4 years to win the league. I thought we were United as Aidan Lam. Aidan, yeah, man. 100%, dude. I'm 100% Ollie in, mate. I'm invested in the guy. Guys, get a cheeky little hashtag Ollie in the live chat, please. He might have bottled the Europa League final, but his overall performance last season was great. We finished second in the league above the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea and these teams that were touted as definitely finishing above us that season. How is that a bad return on his season, mate? It's brilliant. Solskjaer finished the season in second. We progressed. There was progression. That's all I asked for, really. I want to see progression. If he gets the players that he wants, the pressure really will be on him this season to perform. I mean, that performance against Southampton the other day was rubbish, to be fair. But we do notoriously start seasons quite badly a lot of the time. It takes us a little bit of time to get going, but we can't have any more performances like that. That has to stop. We've got to show championship mentality. We've got to show winner mentality. And also we've got to show quality. I think it highlighted the defensive midfield frailties we've got. We need to improve upon that. Hopefully, this is the kick. That game was the kick up the arse that we needed to get somebody over the line in midfield. Ollie Inns, lots of hashtag Ollie Inns coming to the live chat. Thank you very much, guys. Savion says, I think Ollie has a personal issue with Donny. He is destroying his career. What the fuck did Donny do to Ollie's wife? Fuck Ollie's wife. Well, wow, Savion, crikey, mate. Have you seen the size of her? No, to be fair, Sar, I mean, I guess Solskjaer just doesn't rate him that highly. I personally think he deserves to play. Like I've said, I think if you actually played, say, Nemanja and Donny in a midfield pivot, Pogba on the left, Bruno in front, and then, Sancho on the right, I think that would be a really good lineup, because I think Nemanja and Donny are actually both decent on the ball. Especially Donny is more creative, and Nemanja's more defensive, but they're both comfortable on the ball. They don't often give the ball away like Mr. Fred or Mr. McTominay. So that ultimately gives you more better ability with the midfield, because you saw that Southampton game, we got the ball back and then it all just broke down because Fred couldn't string a pass together, and it was just, it didn't work. We couldn't get the momentum, we couldn't get the transition going from defense into attack with that game. Oh, Sarvulon's Ollie out. That is absolutely... That's knee-jerk. That is knee-jerk. The cake that says Donny is slow and doesn't create enough. Okay, well, Fred is quick and is shit. So what do you want? Slow and good on the ball? I mean, Paul Scholes wasn't exactly... And you say he doesn't create enough. He hasn't really had much opportunity in the team. Paul Scholes wasn't exactly blitz quick, but he was a good on the ball when he could shield the ball well. He kept hold of the ball. He didn't panic and just spray a random piss-poor pass. He would turn. He would find the right pass. He was cool on the ball. He's a cool customer. He's aware of the space around him. Donny's much more that player than somebody like a Fred or something like that. But I know what you're saying, though. I mean, he's not exactly what we need right now, is he? because we need a proper defensive midfielder, really. So, yeah, there you go. But I think he could be good. Iron Lance says, Piggy, may I suggest a channel where Manchester United's tactics, formation, and what has happened after every game is a really good and explanatory. OT is educational. Well, okay, fair enough. So, yeah, isn't that... Oh, you mean like do some tactics videos and things like that? Well, that's not a bad idea, is it? Joker Dan says, McFred facepalm. That's exactly how I feel about it, Dan. They're useless, mate. They're bang average. What do they offer the side apart from mediocrity and just making mistakes and just melting? They're not too inconsistent, guys. They might be good one week, but the next week they're shite. That's no good. You need a Mr. Michael Carrick 7.5 out of 10 every single week. Consistent performer. That's what's going to get you the job done. Berber says, can't create much on the bench. That's a fair point, but the other things I would say, like when he's been put in there, because Solskjaer did play him in a few games last season, or did bring him off the bench a little bit, and he didn't really do much, did he? He didn't really do that much. And Solskjaer sees him in training every day. I don't know. He obviously doesn't rate him. I personally think Donny should be getting game time. Certainly when you look at McFred, when you look at, Tommy, Fred, Matic, these guys in there, I don't understand why Donny couldn't get a game. I really don't. I think that he deserves to play based on how bang average that midfield is. So, yeah, I do feel for him, but at the same time, he's not exactly grasped any opportunities that's been given to him at this point. Hey there, Rich Sports. How's it going? Hey, right, I'm just going to get back into the news really quick, guys, because there's a few more things I want to get into very quick. So we've covered the Saul Niguez information. Chelsea may be leading the way, but Manchester United still very much in the running for signing Saul Niguez with the idea that it's a loan with an option to buy. Also, Camavinga is understood to be, high on our priority list for signing this window also. Stade Rennes don't have much time here to do business. The window's running out. They risk losing him for nothing next summer, so you could see some business done soon for that, which is interesting, guys. So hopefully Camavinga at the very least this window, but I would love to see us go out there, show a bit of ambition, maybe get both of them and sell one of our midfielders or something. That would be cool. But we'll see. I mean, there's other teams that are doing business. Look at Chelsea. They've got a lot of players out this summer. Bunch of players in. They're trying to sign. They're trying to sign Saul themselves. They're also trying to sign Jules Koundé at the moment. So they're getting these more deals done. They mean business. We need to mean business too. So I think we need to combat that by trying to pinch Saul and also bring in Camavinga. That'd be absolutely sensational. What a window. What a window that would be. So he remains a possibility for Manchester United, guys. That's the latest. Right, the other news I wanted to talk about then. So, Manchester United are not closed off to offers for Jesse Lingard. There is a theory Man United might use money from that sale to test Rennes' resolve for Camavinga. West Ham's valuation of Declan Rice is too high, and it's basically just cancelled any approach by Manchester United. But a bid for Lingard would still be very much interested. So if West Ham wanted to, they could still have an offer for Lingard and would be interested in selling him. There may be other clubs that are interested in Lingard as well. But essentially United would be, well, it's understood, United this morning, we have a source that suggests United would be keen on selling Jesse Lingard this summer to generate some cash to spend on other players such as Eduardo Camavinga. And I could definitely see that happening. And that's exactly what we should do. And also we should get rid of Phil No Bones Jones. He's bloody useless. And you know what? Some of those other midfielders we've mentioned there, they're not quite up to the standard, really. So if there was a cheeky little deal that could be done with Roma for one of these guys, or I don't know, just one of these, glue factory clubs over in Syria who take one of our players like Chris Smalling or whatever, just go and have him, into whoever. That makes a lot of sense. I would do that. I would get rid of some of these players before the window and I would sign some others. But it's obviously not that simple. You need clubs to be interested in them. And because of what our players are paid, it's a little bit of a nightmare. But also, Chelsea official bid for Jules Koundé in the next hours. Fabrizio Romano reporting this. Let me just go on the latest news, see if there's any updates in the last half an hour or anything. Okay, so this is Fabrizio Romano's just tweeted 1 second ago. On the Mbappe deal, actually. I'm just going to talk about this because obviously Real Madrid put in a massive bid for Real Madrid yesterday, didn't they? It was rejected, guys. Oh my goodness me. Great, I thought they were fucking skinned. What's going on? Dudes. Anyway, right? Fabrizio just tweeted literally a second ago and said Mbappe deal, Leonardo to Real Madrid club. He said, Kylian Mbappe wants to join Real Madrid and we will not hold him back. We said no to Madrid's first offer, but if our conditions are met, we'll see. So big breaking news throughout the video today. Harry Kane has said that he's staying at Tottenham. That's definite. He's staying at Tottenham. It looks like City might be going elsewhere. Please don't sign Cristiano Ronaldo. And Mbappe, we just had some information here from Leonardo, who's involved with PSG, right? It says Kylian Mbappe wants to join Real Madrid and we will not hold him back. We said no to Madrid's first offer, but if our conditions are met, we'll see. So, it's kind of like, wow, if they do have the, if they do have the wherewithal to increase that offer, then they would listen to offers, basically, is what Leonardo has said, obviously. And he is, what is he? Is he the chief exec? Or no, he's like the sporting director. He's like the sporting director of PSG. So he's come out and said this is a direct quote, and this is via Fabrizio Romano. This is big news, guys. Kylian Mbappe could be on his way. I mean, I doubt it. They've already supposedly bid nearly bloody 200 million or whatever it is in terms of euros to sign him. €160 million it was actually confirmed by Fab yesterday. Real Madrid made a formal bid of €160 million to sign Kylian Mbappe. Wow, that's big news, guys, to be fair. Just that they may still be some business to be done there. If Real Madrid increase their offer, sweeten the deal a little bit, it could happen. Crikey. That's mental. Wow. Okay, and Leonardo goes on to say, we made 2 important offers to Mbappe, one for the top players in the squad 2 months ago, and one above these players very recently. We want to prove to him that he is an important player at the centre of the project, but not above the project. So that's what Leonardo's got to say on Mbappe. So they want him to be paid like one of the best players in the squad, like it says. He says we made 2 important offers to Mbappe, one for the top players in the squad 2 months ago, one above these players very recently. So what he's basically said is they've tried to offer him and make him the highest paid player in the squad. I think that's what that means. He says we made 2 important offers, one for the top players in the squad 2 months ago, and one above these players. I don't know if that's what that means, but it basically means that PSG are trying to keep him, but also if a big fat juicy offer comes in, then they would accept him. If they can't keep him, if Mbappe wants to sign for Real Madrid, then they couldn't really keep him, could they? Yeah, there you go. So that's the latest update from Fab and Leonardo. So Leonardo, the sporting director of PSG, coming out and saying that if Kylian Mbappe wants to join Real Madrid, we will not hold him back. We said no to Madrid's first offer, but if our conditions are met, we'll see. That's a direct quote from Leonardo. Holy shit, guys. Mbappe could be on his way to Real Madrid. Mental. Any news on Jules Koundé? Yes, indeed. Stark International. Chelsea are in talks. It's understood that in the next few hours, an official bid will be received. That's the latest. If Mbappe is sold, as it looks like he may just be, will PSG pull the trigger on Paul Pogba now or wait it out until next summer on a free? Oh, wow. That is really interesting. Well, they have done a lot of business already this summer, haven't they? I think, realistically, they've got to do something. They've got so many top-quality players on huge money. They've got to do something, get rid of a couple of players. So I'm not so sure about that one, but maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think it only increases the likelihood. But if I was PSG, if I was any club right now, and I was talking to Paul Pogba and his agent, which is understood PSG have. I mean, we know how grubby these guys are. We know how grubby Mino Raiola is. We know what business they'll do behind the scenes and what conversations they'll have behind the scenes, unofficially. So, look, we don't really know. I mean, they may still be holding out to join PSG on a free next summer and get more money for everybody involved. Or he may well be signing for Manchester United a new contract. We'll see. Hey, we're nearly at 70 likes, guys. Do us a favour, twat a thumbs up on it. Give it that cheeky little Zinedine Zidane headbutt on the like button and get involved for the last few minutes of the stream, everybody. Jules Koundé to Chelsea and Kurt Zouma to West Ham, absolutely. So they're waiting on Zouma. There's an official bid coming from Chelsea. This is per Fab a few minutes ago or an hour ago or so. Bell601, he says, Diallo loan should have been a part of the Sancho deal. Half years at Dortmund developing would have been good. I really like that idea, actually. Yeah. I mean, I still think he might get opportunities. What I would like to see us do is get rid of Daniel James, because I feel like Daniel James just doesn't have the ability or as much potential anywhere near. And he's older than as Amad Diallo. So why have a player like Daniel James around when you could just chuck in Amad Diallo, give him experience, give him game time? Swedish Chelsea fan says it's incredible how Chelsea have sold for above £120 million after Zouma. What do you mean? The K Cadet says, I'd happily sell Pogba for the money. But the thing is, though, because of his contract running down, you wouldn't really get that much money for him right now. You can have him for a year for nothing. So teams are aware of that. And Pogba's aware of that. United are aware of that. So I don't think you can even generate that much cash for Paul Pogba right now. I think right now with the window closing, you're talking, I don't know, 30 million tops, is it? 30 or 40 million tops? I don't know. United are not in a strong position with Pogba, really. They sort of got us bent over. They can leave in a few months' time for nothing. And we lose out on a really great player in his prime. And they can sign and make more money elsewhere. Or we have to basically break the bank to keep him and spend huge amounts to bring it to keep him at the club, which could happen. Pig, give me a go on, my son. Just passed my CMAP exam. Go on, John Tracy. Let's get some love hearts. Get in there, my son. Go on. Go on there, John Tracy. Have it. That's congratulations, mate. Very pleased. I don't actually know what that is, but that's fucking awesome. Oh, yes. Bell691 says, yeah, James is a last 20-minute Prem player and hope he stretches a tired defence. Exactly. That's all he is. Bring him on. Hope he stretches his entire defence. Same goes for Jesse Lingard at this stage for me. They're just players you bring on at the end of games to, just like when you're 3-0 up and you just want players to take it forward once you've won it back and just waste the time out and, and just take it quickly on the counter. Donny or Ling's got to go, says Zhenlol. Yeah, both of them. I don't know. I'd be happy with just seeing Lingard go, to be honest. Donny van de Beek is decent, if you ask me. But we haven't seen enough from him. That's my only concern. If he was sold, though, I would be literally not bothered at all. Hey, Dizzy Red Devil, what's going on, son? Yes, he says congrats. That's absolutely fantastic. I don't have the Telegram app on my phone, actually, anymore, mate, Kayam. Sorry, I need to download it. I deleted it the other day. Do you think Arsenal would go down, Pink says Swedish Chelsea fan? No, because I actually think that they'll sack Mikel Arteta soon. Don't they have City coming up next? I think they'll sack Mikel Arteta soon. Yeah, they'll get battered in the next game or two. They'll sack Mikel Arteta. They'll get another manager in. They'll steady the ship a little bit, and they'll probably finish mid-table. That's what I think is going to happen to Arsenal. Arsenal aren't a relegation candidate team, really. I know we're joking about it and stuff, but I don't really think that is the case. If he sold, it could start a chain reaction, but there's not a whole load of time left, says No Toes. Very true. Both need to go, says Johnny van der Beek. Sorry, Jonathan Gallagher. I just called you Johnny van der Beek. Donny was Pogba's replacement and Pogba stayed because of COVID, says Bursing91. Hey, by the way, do us a favour. Give this a share, actually, guys. I've got to say that. If you're on Twitter or social media, help us spread the word of the pig. And get that stream shared on Twitter or Insta or wherever the fuck you want to share it. That'd be much appreciated. You're looking forward to Chelsea versus Liverpool, says Stark International. Maybe they can keep Arteta as a number 2, says Michael Kramer. What do you mean, as a turd? Arsenal are relegation chokers, says Zhenlol. I mean, wouldn't it be the most funny thing if Arsenal finished in the relegation zone and got relegated? Where do you think Arsenal will finish, guys? Let me know in the live chat. I'm going to stay, look, at the start of the season, my prediction for Arsenal was I thought they would finish 7th. That was my prediction, but they've had quite a bad start. They look really shit, and I think that Mikel Arteta is going to get sacked any moment soon, and it probably means that there's going to be a big series of turmoil again for Arsenal, and they'll struggle again this season. So I'm actually kind of thinking more so like 12th or something. I think 11th, 10th. I don't know if they'll do much better than that this season. I know it's early doors in the league. I know you can't go off 1 or 2 games, but come on. They're looking shite. So I've got a good feeling that they're going to finish somewhere down there. Choker Dan says 14th. Eden Lance says 8th. 10th for Arsenal, says Kinkicho Attacker. 6th, says Berber. You what, Berber? You got some faith in Arsenal-Hollands. What? You think Arsenal are going to finish 6th? Sorry, is that a typo? Was there a 1 that was meant to be before that one, Berber? Did you mean 16th there? Is that what you meant? Surely you didn't mean 6th. Arsenal are shite, mate. No, there's definitely 6 teams in the league that are better than Arsenal, though, aren't there? Unless, of course, they get rid of Arteta, get a new man in. There's talk of Antonio Conte. Somebody like that would be ideal, really, for Arsenal. Somebody to cement them, just make them and change the culture overnight, pretty much, and make them better. That would be somebody that I think could actually get them doing pretty well. But chances of it all going like that and then finish the 6th is quite low because, look, Chelsea are better Chelsea are better than Arsenal. Liverpool are better. Man City, Man United, Leicester at this moment in time are better. Then you've got teams like Tottenham and, Everton, Wolves, other teams that will be there or thereabouts that could stop Arsenal getting in the top 6 or 7 places as well. I don't think they're going to finish that high. I mean, I could be surprised. On paper, they might be able to. I mean, in my Premier League prediction at the start of the season, I said 7th. So it's not far away from that. I'm not slagging you off in your choice there, Burbs. I just think that now, because of what's happened with the start, because of the fact that they'll probably have a managerial change soon, they're probably going to go down the shitter into like 12th place or something. Berber says United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester, Arsenal, Spurs. Oh, wow, fair play. But that is an interesting top 4. What's everyone's top 4 this season, guys? Mine is Man City, Man United, Liverpool, then Chelsea. That's right, fuck Chelsea. I know everybody said, they got Lukaku, he's doing bits, and Tuchel's the man. That's bullshit! Anyway, no, fair enough. He is doing well, and they are doing well. Lukaku looked really good the other day. I was actually just amazed by how good he looked against Arsenal. But Arsenal are shit, though. But yeah, Lukaku looked very good against them. Kayam says, read last. Let's check it out. Kayam says, it was basically that meme of a couple, Ollie holding Van der Beek's hand and Ollie eyeing up another person being any other midfielder. Oh, I see, Kayam. I know the one, yeah. That one. Yeah, I know the meme. So yeah, that's a good meme there, Kayam. I like it, mate. Visual meme you just painted for us there. I like it, mate. Arsenal going to finish mid-table, says Stark International. Guys, I mean, they're shit, aren't they? I know a lot of Arsenal fans still think that they could turn it around. They can't. Look at their signings they made this summer. They're bang average, guys. They might have spunked 50 million on Ben White. Crikey, he might as well be called Ben Shite. He's bang average. He's bang average at best, and they spunked 50 million on that guy. I mean, he might prove to be a decent player, but he's not top tier. He's only had one bloody season in the top 5 for freaking Brighton, guys. Made one international appearance. He's not a top tier player. So yeah, I really think that Arsenal's sign is Nuno Tavares. Nuno Tavares. Who are you? Get in there, my son. Hey, thank you very much for somebody who just subscribed. Did somebody just subscribe? I don't know. Thank you very much, Darmesh, for subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. Get in there. Yes, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're on here for all the latest breaking Manchester United news. I'll be bringing you multiple videos throughout the day today, actually. Guys, I'm going to be doing covering the transfer window pretty raw. Liverpool boy Jurgen Klopp just subscribed to the channel. You know, it's me. How's it going there, Liverpool boy? Thanks for getting in here, mate. Appreciate you. Owen Haskins, what's going on there, Owen? Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel also. So, yes, as I was saying, we're going to be covering all the latest transfer information throughout the next 5 or 6 days. Obviously, it's the most important time for the transfer window for Manchester United now. See what we can do, what business we're going to have between now and the end of the window. Are we going to be able to bring in a midfielder to improve our gash midfield? We know we need to do it. The Glazers just need to go out there and spend it, but will we actually? We'll keep you up to date with what's going on this channel, so make sure you are subscribed and do click that cheeky little bell icon and make sure you leave a like on it as well if you've enjoyed the show. So, yeah. Good stuff, hopefully, coming for United. Big business is supposed to be happening. There's possibilities for Camavinga. We know there's links to Neves and Saul. So hopefully that can be done. Saul might end up going on a loan with an option to buy to Chelsea. Hopefully not. Hopefully United can still go in there. As things stand right now, we know that Manchester United are in the running for bringing him into United with a loan option to buy. Whether or not he's going to go to Chelsea, though, remains to be seen. We know that Chelsea are working on that today. They're working on Saul, and they're working on bringing Jules Koundé to the club as well. So they're working on a couple of things, and they've done a lot of business in this window. It wouldn't surprise me if they were able to beat us to Saul, because we are pretty shite in the window. We're slow. It takes us 18 months to get a transfer done, and it takes us even longer to get transfer outs done. To sell players takes us even longer. So I've got no faith in us to actually do much business, but I hope that we do, and we'll hopefully be bringing you some big good news soon. Stark International, yes, mate. Yes, there will be some streams tonight and tomorrow. Absolutely, keep a lookout. Definitely tomorrow for FIFA with the rewards, yes. Never go raw, says No Toes. My voice has gone raw. That's what's happened. Kayam, I'll let you away this time, says Jonathan Gallagher. Yes, Riley Kennedy. Oh, no, not FIFA tonight, actually. I'm not too sure. Maybe. Watch this space. Genlo says, Glazers probably think Donny is a DM. The dumb bald twat, says Genlo. What's going on there, Todd Campbell? How you doing there, bud? Right, so I believe I've given you all the news. Thank you very much for joining us. Wait a second, actually. Yeah, no. There's a couple more things here. So I was going to talk about this, actually, but hey, there's not really much. But anyway, so the big headlines. Saul Niguez potentially going to Chelsea, but Manchester United also definitely in the running. Camavinga understood to be high priority for Manchester United. Still an outside chance of Ruben Neves also. Harry Kane, big news broke today during the show. Harry Kane has committed his future to Tottenham. He is staying at Tottenham for this season at least, or this summer window at least. After this summer window, he's staying at Tottenham. He's come out today on his Insta and said that he's staying, and it's been announced that Harry Kane is not going anywhere. So he's not signing for City. And also, big news came out during the show in regards to Leonardo, PSG sporting director, coming out and suggesting that, or saying that the Kylian Mbappe deal is, or the Kylian Mbappe bid was rejected, but if another offer came in by Real Madrid that was better, then they would be open to it, basically, and they would not hold back Kylian Mbappe if he wanted to go. So that actually sounds like that deal could possibly happen. Kylian Mbappe to Real Madrid. We'll have to see if they've got the money. I didn't think they had the money, but apparently they got the money. So there you go. We'll see what happens in regards to that one. That's another big story that broke today. It's obviously not to do with Manchester United, but there you go. That's basically it, guys. We understood that Mino Raiola demanded wages of €50 million a year for Erling Haaland from Chelsea this summer, in addition to 40 million in euro fees. That's from Christian Falk, the German, or the reporter in Germany there. I mean, that is unbelievable, isn't it? 50 million euros a year they wanted for Erling Haaland from Chelsea this summer. An additional 40 million euros in agent fees. Fuck off! Mino Raiola, you are scum, sir. No surprise. We don't want to be signing Haaland for that sort of money either. Fuck that. Okay, so that's basically the biggest headlines, guys. Saul, Camavinga, Neves, all still very much on United's radar. Hopefully we just sign one of them this summer window before the transfer window closes. Cristiano Ronaldo leaving Juventus potentially. There's links to City. We're not going to... We discussed earlier, but it's sickening. Anyway, so I'll give you the latest news as and when it goes. Let me know your thoughts. In fact, I'm just going to stick around for a few more minutes and have a bit of a Q&A with you legends, seeing as I've not done much content for a while. So I might as well stay on here until 2:30, guys. So do us a favour, get involved for the last few minutes. Get involved in the live chat, say what you want to say, and let's be having you. Where are you? Ellie, hello there, Ellie. How are you today? She says, yo, 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 like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you, Ellie. How's it going? The United Way, great to see you, says, what's goody, pig? Hey, all good to see you too, United Way. Not much. Got a bit of a sore throat. Just talking about Saul and Neves and Camavinga and our need to get a central midfielder in before the window. No, Daniel Leesy left this morning, actually, Daniel. Yeah, I know, it's a shame. I want to get him on here before, but he's basically just had a big, heavy weekend. He was all gashed up for a couple of days. Just overdid it with his friends when he went out Friday and Saturday, didn't he? But yes, he's actually gone already. He was only here for 5-6 days, so yeah, he's gone now. Yeah, Genlo says no one wants to play for Arsenal anymore. How are they ever going to get back to winning form? You know what? I saw a clip yesterday of somebody asking Lukaku if he wanted to play for Arsenal. Oh, no. It was at the end of the game. And I think they said some of the Arsenal fans said, oh, we want you to play for us. Would you consider that, Lukaku? And he just went, no. Like, he didn't even take half a second hesitate. He just said, no. Like, fuck that. Neil Duffin says a year ago, Real couldn't afford Donny. Now they can buy Mbappe. Definitely something going on. It's ridiculous, Neil Duffin. They were supposed to be financially wrecked. I know something really strange is going on there, man. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of what's going on. Maybe they've taken out a huge loan. I don't know. But something strange is going on there, Neil Duffin. Yes, they were supposed to be skint. Why couldn't they offer Varane a better deal than 180,000 a week then? And when United can. It doesn't really make sense. They just wanted Varane to go. I hope that is the case. I actually really hope that they tried to sign Varane and he's just like, nah, I'm sorry, I want a new challenge. Could you imagine? Yeah, I mean, that's what he said. And that's what we hope that he wants. But imagine if that actually is his motivation for leaving Real Madrid. It's not the fact that they were not prepared to offer them what we were, but it's actually the fact that he just wants to play for Man United in the Premier League. That we could have an amazing player here if that's the case. But yeah, it does seem strange that they wouldn't be prepared to offer a top player like Rafael Varane a little bit more on the wages of a player they've already got there, that they don't have to pay a big signing on fee for and all that kind of stuff. And not try and keep him more so, and then go and spend 160 million on Mbappe. It's weird. It's weird. It's written. Hello there. It's written. Sorry, it's written. Says, do you think we'll get anyone? Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll get one more player in. Could even surprise us and get a couple. I think you'll see one or two more players from Manchester United squad sold as well before the end of the window. I think you could see Lingard sold. Maybe even Donny. Look, the conversation has to be had. Is Donny going to get the game time that he requires at United? Probably not, especially with another midfielder coming in. You're talking about signing Neves, Saul or Camavinga. Well, the options are already limited for Donny at Manchester United. Have you seen the Sancho clip? I'm not sure if I have actually, Zenno. Sancho come Arsenal. I'm not sure if I have. Oh, is it buffering for you, Ellie? Guys, that's not good. Smash a 1 in the live chat if it's buffering. Smash a 2 if it's not buffering. Joker Dan says, I want Bissouma. Well, that's a great option. He's a cheap option as well. I don't see why that wouldn't be possible to do, because it wouldn't take a lot of money to sign him, I don't think. Although Brighton's position has been made a little bit stronger. They've got a little bit of cash now. Yeah, I don't know. Ollie out now. Conte or Zidane now. in to win the league now, says Earthling Kadina. I couldn't disagree with you more, man. We tried some other big name managers. We tried other managers whose styles don't necessarily fit Manchester United, a la Jose Mourinho, a la Louis van Gaal. It didn't work out too well for us. I like what Ollie's done over the last couple of seasons. Sure, we lost on penalties in the Europa League final and stuff. I mean, that's the difference for a lot of people. I know it was disappointing. I know we made some errors with substitutions and extra time and all that kind of stuff, and that's true. But that's the difference with some people. You lose on penalties, David De Gea misses a pen, and you want him out. Whereas if David De Gea scores and we saves the next one and we win, you'll bloody love him. And it's one fucking kick that he has very little control over when it actually comes to it. So, yeah. I mean, I think it's a bit harsh to say that he's not cut out for winning trophies just because he failed in the penalties there. We should have won the game. I know you say we Villarreal, we should be beating them, and Unai Emery and these guys, we should be beating them because it's not good enough. So I do understand that too. But overall, I just don't get the Ollie out brigade, especially now. How can anybody be Ollie out now when we're signing good players? Ollie's overseen us signing Sancho this summer and Varane, and we seem to be doing bits. We had a great start to the season against Leeds. We had a really bad game against Southampton. It happens. Let's put that behind us. It's still an away game that we didn't lose, and we actually matched Arsenal's Invincibles run record of 27, I think it is, 27 away games in a row unbeaten. I mean, crikey. Oh yeah, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's doing shite. I mean, what the fuck? It's unbelievable. Basuma is very good, Hashim47. United Way says Camavinga would be a great. Saul will go to Chelsea and Neves isn't a bad option. Likely Glazers will buy no one. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, my best out of the player that I'd kind of like the most would actually be Saul. But if he does end up at Chelsea, I'd rather us go and get Ruben Neves because he's proven in the league. He's more experienced and older than Camavinga, and but really we should go and get both. If we had any ambition about us, they both seem available to us at reasonable prices. Now's the time to strengthen and invest. Chelsea are out there doing bits. City are out there trying to sign big money players, putting in £127 million bids for Kane and spunking money on Grealish, and everybody else is doing big business now. And if we want to actually still keep up with them and challenge, we have to strengthen the problem areas for us, which is that midfield mainly. It's unacceptable, really. We need to get it done before the end of the window. Hopefully it happens. Dizzy Red Devil says, okay, it's fine. Oh, that's good. Johnny van der Beek needs to leave, the sooner the better, so we can get good players, says Jonathan Gallagher. Do you not think Donny's good enough for United then, guys? Is Donny van der Beek good enough for Manchester United? Yes or no? Let me know. I personally think that he could be. We just don't really know. He's not had a fair run in the team. But he probably won't be getting runs in the team, really, when you look at what Solskjaer's doing. He doesn't seem to favour Donny at all. Conte or Zidane, I'm dead, says Jonathan Gallagher. I know, fuck that. Hey, have a great day, Neil Duffin. Fantastic to see you. Yeah, tomorrow Champions League draw, not Arsenal. Hey, have a great day, Neil Duffin. Hey, what's going on there, Monkey D. Luffy? He says he's building a good team, but many a time his tactics and team selection aren't there. I must say I was kind of disgusted against Southampton, man. It wasn't about the result. The last 20 minutes were not United. That's not United. You can't wander or meander around the park like that with no real intention to go and try and get the 3 points against Southampton. It was pathetic, actually. So, yeah, he's got his work out for me. He needs to get the team playing better again. And his substitutions were shite, weren't they? Yeah, Lingard, what's he doing? And he says it's working now. Oh, it was your phone. Oh, no problemo, no problemo. Dropped it too many times, Eddie. I don't know how my phones actually survive more than 2 minutes because I drop them maybe 3 times a day. Hard. I'm a dropper. I'm literally a dropper. Lynette Gates says, hey, Piggy, hope you are well. I'm great, Lynette Gates. Thank you very much for getting in here with the cowboy emoji there. Yeehaw! I'm doing good, Lynette Gates. Thank you. I hope you're doing fantastic today. What is good? Yeah, Jonathan Gallagher, fair enough. But, I mean, people are entitled to their opinions. I don't know why people could be Ollie out now. I don't get them at all. But they are entitled to their opinions. The only things that I could say is that I can understand this argument. He's not proven to win things. He's not a big reputation manager with a huge history, and he might not be the man to get you the silverware. The only times we've seen him in those positions where we can win silverware, the semi-finals of the Europa League the season before last, bottled it. And the Europa League final last season, bottled it. I mean, that's not fantastic. His CV isn't impressive. But what I like about him is he seems to understand the club. He seems to be a better fit for the club. He seems to be somebody that, I think the fan base will give him a little bit more time than the average twat, like Louis or Jose, who's got no rich history with the club. And I feel like he's got us playing better football overall. Not in the last game, but overall, I feel like he is trying to get us back to being that United attacking team. And that's why he's signing certain players to do so. Hey, the Gaming Simp says later. Hey, thank you very much for getting in here, Berber. Have a great day, mate. Thank you very much for joining. Irfan Kadili and Jonathan Gallagher. Pig, so please can you tell the players to play shit? Pig, so please can tell players to play shit? What do you mean? Star-Lord, what's going on? He says, shitty FC shat the bed on the Kane deal, LOL. And they're almost taking the title off snubbed FC off Chelsea. They did shit the bed on the Kane deal, but only because Daniel Levy's just such a hard-headed guy, isn't he? He doesn't want to sell Kane. He knows what an important player Kane is and what he means to the fan base and what he represents at Tottenham and what he can do for them this season. He could be the difference to them getting in Champions League spaces and not. Like, I don't think they're going to challenge or do anything really this season, but I think that they can get in the Champions League spaces. But if they lose Kane, crikey, there's question marks over them big time. I really don't think that they can do with losing Kane right now. And City were only prepared to go so high. They made 2 offers this summer, one for 100 million and the other for, I think, 127 million. Those are some massive offers. And if they're not going to accept that, then they're mad. They're not going to get more than 127 million for somebody who's, you know, he's pushing 30. He's still in his prime, but he's pushing 30. He's kind of injury prone. He might not be playing every single game this season, but he is a proven goal scorer. His quality is still a lot of money to pay for him, though. So the fact they wouldn't accept 127 million, well, City had to move on, didn't they? So, yeah, but I guess they tried. They definitely tried, but it comes to a point where it's just not good value. Yes, Eduardo Camavinga in the live chat says, sign me up. Come on, Eduardo. You know it makes sense. Starlord says, I'll be Ollie out if he carries on with his stupid tactics and shit in-game management. Fair enough, but you weren't saying that in the Leeds game, were you? No, I must say the Southampton game was shocking. What was he doing? I know, it was awful. The selection, like, he should have ripped Fred off at half-time. He should have made a statement there. Not necessarily made a statement, but just done what's best for the team. Instead, he actually made a statement by leaving Fred on, trying to give confidence to the lad, not hurt his confidence. But sometimes you've got to look at the bigger picture of the team and not just one player's feelings. And he should have ripped Fred off at half-time. Hey, thank you, OP Dragon. What's good with you today, mate? Levy is intransigent, says no toes. There you go. Pig, one doesn't tell the players to play shit, says Jonathan Gallagher. One does not simply tell the players to play shit. No, that's so true, Jonathan Gallagher, but tactically, your tactics and your instruction can also have an effect, and your motivation of the players. This is a factor. Did it look like, be honest, Jonathan, did it look like for the last 20 minutes of that game against Southampton, when we should have been taking the game to them and trying to win the game, did it look like that those players were fired up and motivated to go and do that? Answer me that question. Did it look like they were motivated and fired up by the manager? Because that's the manager's job, is to motivate and fire up the players for the second half and get them bang up for it and get on the sideline and fucking be animated and shout and get them going. That's what their job is to do, really. I didn't see that from United the last part of that game against Southampton. In fact, it was really shit. It kind of looked like we were just playing for the draw. So that, you have to, he's not telling the players to play shit, but his system and his motivation of the players is having an effect on the players' performances, of course. Of course. But Ollie is doing great overall, I'll just say that. Hey, we're nearly at 100 likes, guys. If you're just joining in the stream and getting involved, do us a massive favour. Twat that like button, give it a juicy little thumbs up, and also get involved for the last couple of seconds of the stream. Neil Driscoll, hello, says, news to United. What do you think? Oh, Neves to United, sorry. Hey, I want him. Neves should be the player that we bring in, really, because he's a playmaker, he's a pass master, he's somebody that can sit in front of our back four and just actually play the ball out. And he's not exactly he's not a destroyer defensively, but he's sound defensively. And what he gives you is the ability on the ball. He's much better than somebody like Fred, who's just going to give you the ball away like a hot potato every time he gets it. So I think it's good, Neil Driscoll, to sign Neves. I think it'd be perfect. I like Saul as well. I think Saul would be excellent. Fred was better second half. I mean, fair enough, Jonathan Gallagher, he was. But also, he was terrible in the first half, and Solskjaer should have made a hard decision to take him off, I think, for the benefit of the team. And later on in the game, he also brought on Jesse Lingard when we were all crying out for Donny, a creative player to come on. In a game where we've got 20 minutes left or whatever to try and create a chance, he opts for Lingard. So there is question marks. I don't get that. Yash says, Piggy, Fred had a bad game, no doubt, but we are even worse after Fred got substituted. Donny would have done some good, but McTominay and Matic was really slow. Hey, it's a fair point, Yash. But the overall team was pathetic. This is what I mean. Why wouldn't he have I would have put Donny on personally to try and give us some creativity. maybe gone for like Donny and Matic in the midfield. I know what you're saying though, Matic is slow as fuck, that's true. But I think he's the best on the ball out of the other three players we mentioned there. Other than Van der Beek, obviously. Matic, Van der Beek, Bruno looked immense in the pre-season. Very good point. I suppose even Jesse Lingard did look decent in pre-season. And also Andreas Pereira scored that. He's a pre-season Perlo, isn't he? He's a pre-season Perlo. These players we've got, pre-season Perlos, mate. But when it actually comes to it, what are they? Pre-season Perlos, but actual start of the season, looking Stan Collymores or something. Actually, Stan Collymore was a good player. You know, he was actually a good player, to be fair, so that's a bit harsh. He was a goal scorer. Anyway. Sorry. Should I make corrections as Matic, Van der Beek, Bruno? Yeah, fair play. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there then, but thank you so much to everybody that's got in here. Kayam says, smash the like button like Quasimodo. Yes, that's right. If you are new here, hit the subscribe, hit the like, click that bell, like your name was Quasimodo. Esmeralda, the bells! So you get a notification when we post and go live. We'll be bringing you updates throughout the day today, guys. If there is anything that's coming, we will definitely jump on and give you all the latest news. So biggest news, Harry Kane staying at Tottenham, Kylian Mbappe, potential for another bid coming in from Real Madrid there. PSG have given their stance on it. And Manchester United working on a few different transfers, as we understand. There's a few on the shortlist. Camavinga could be leading it. Ruben Neves is definitely on the list. And Saul is being discussed, and we are in talks, but he's also perhaps closer to joining Chelsea right now. That's the situation as it is. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hashtag Donny in, says Lynette Giggs. Let's get some hashtag Donny ins or Donny outs in the live chat. Kate Cadet says Donny out. Cheers, Shamir Qureshi, Dizzy, Lynette, Jonathan, OP Dragon, and everybody else. Thanks for tuning in. Also, you could do us a favour if you want. Come back after this video is finished and comment in the not live comment section. Comment down below in the not live comments after it's finished with anything you want to discuss in terms of these players and who you think we should bring in. That's going to be it from me then, guys. Keep a lookout for later. I'll be back on with the latest news as and when it comes. So we'll be seeing you soon. This is the Pig. Take it easy. And come on, United. Let's sign some bloody players. We need a midfield maestro. We need a number 6 to come in now between now and the end of the window to sort us out and stop giving the bloody title to slaphead Pep Guardiola. Let's be having you. Where are you? See you later, guys. I pressed the wrong thing. Bye, guys.